Now, dear friends, we have one more guest speaker before we commence today's panel program. So it's my absolute pleasure to welcome to the stage now the Chief Executive Officer of International Train Ticketing at Trip.com, Mr. Dennis Lee. Dennis Lee today is here to dive into both the domestic and international railway landscape, and he will highlight innovations like the UK's split ticket and the exciting future plans for European routes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Dennis Lee.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm Dennis. It's really a privilege to be here on behalf of the entire Train BG. I'd like to welcome all our distinguished guests to the Envision 2023. I'm really excited to see all our friends, the old and new here, and I'm eager to share with you all what the Train Ticket BG has been up to in the past years. Okay, as the Train Ticketing BG is the youngest BG of Trip.com Group, I want to introduce everybody to the Trip.com Group Train Ticketing family. Of course, we have Trip.com, which services travelers from all around the world. Then we have Ctrip and Qunar, both of which are highly popular for outbound as well as domestic travel. We have also Trimpel, targeted towards our UK and EU travelers. Last but not least, we also have Zhixing and Tiyou, operating in the Chinese domestic market for now. With an expanding portfolio of apps and websites, we have an extensive list of partners with only a portion of them represented on the screen now, but that enables us to make our services better and connect the world with real. Before we go abroad, let's take a look at the development of the Chinese rail network. With China's rapid economic development, the country's railway capacity has consistently been eclipsed by demand. To address this demand, over the past 10 years, the entire railway system has drastically improved both in terms of scale as well as operational speed. Possibly one of its greatest achievements was the expansion of the high-speed railway network. Since the first high-speed rail was made operational in August of 2008 between Tianjin and Beijing, the country has extended the railway network to 42,000 kilometers by the end of 2022. Today, it connects almost all the large cities between China and accounts for 2/3 of the entire world's high-speed railroads. And there are no signs of a slowdown as the country plans to extend its high-speed railway lines to 70,000 kilometers by 2035. With more tracks, the railway network was also able to service more passengers, of course. We can see that there is a steady increase in the number of passengers, peaking in 2019 at 3.66 billion. Of course, we all know what happened in 2020. The 3 years of the pandemic proved to be quite challenging for the entire sector, with 2022 recording the lowest number of passengers in the past 10 years. However, things are on the upswing as 2023 is already on track to exceed the pre-pandemic level, with the first half of the year already surpassing the whole of 2022. The pandemic was equally challenging for the train ticket BG as well. Nevertheless, we were able to make great advancements in the domestic market by focusing on making rail travel more convenient and economical for the end user, in a landscape that is shifting more and more from offline to online. As a result, I'm proud to say that we have exited the pandemic in an even stronger position than before we entered it. And now I would like to tell you a bit more about what's behind Trip.com Group's success in our domestic market. The first thing I would like to mention is ticket snapping. To those who aren't familiar with rail travel in China, the concept of ticket snapping might sound alien to you. Earlier, I mentioned how the demand is higher than the supply in China, and as a result, the tickets for popular routes can be sold out quite fast, leaving many passengers ticketless. Launched in 2017, the Trip.com Group's ticket snapping service is a convenient way for passengers to greatly improve their chances of getting a ticket by placing them on a prioritized waiting list to snap a ticket as soon as any inventory becomes available again. Our WeChat mini program allows users to boost their ticket snapping speed by sharing their mini program with their friends. They, in return, can share it to the second time to boost the speed even more. The high success rate of our snapping service brings in millions of paying customers to our platform each year and has made our mini program peak as overall third most popular across all platforms, giving us access to private domain traffic exceeding tens of millions of users. Next, I want to bring attention to our AI-powered smart travel system, which is engine that powers all our train ticketing features and services. The system adopts advanced data analysis technology and artificial intelligence algorithms to provide users with personalized, cost-effective, and time-efficient travel solutions. Each day, the system plans a journey for more than 170,000 users who would have otherwise been left without a viable travel solution. This accumulates to over 64.8 million more passengers being served per year, increasing the seat utilization rate of entire industry by 4.21%. Each year, we enable 8.7 million passengers to save on average 35 minutes of travel time. We also help 14 million passengers to save a combined 570 RMB on travel costs and provide over 100,000 elderly travelers with free seating. The results are reflected in our higher customer satisfaction and repurchase rate, who helped consolidate our position as an influential brand in the area of Chinese domestic rail industry. Now I'd like to shift our focus from China to international rail. Starting with Europe, where we can see huge potential. Between 2015 and 2019, we can see that the demand for rail transport grew steady by about 10%, peak at just over 400 billion passenger kilometers. The pandemic made no exceptions. In 2020, was hit hard. The number of passenger kilometers dropped to nearly half of what we saw in 2019, representing a loss of 24 billion US dollars for the entire industry. Although the overall volume was still 37% lower than the pre-pandemic level, we can see that the market has already begun to recover in 2021. Well, it's expected that Europe will fully recover in 2025. Some countries have already exceeded the 2019 levels. One of these countries is the UK, with the 2023 volume being at 112% when compared with 2019. Speaking of UK, where we can see the growth of ticket sales across all our platforms since 2017. As you can see, we've had a rapid growth in the aftermath of 2020, having sold 5 times more tickets in the first half of 2023 than we did in 2019. This growth can mainly be attributed to our Trip.com platform as well as the Ctrip and Qunar, the Chinese outbound travel. With a 101% year-over-year increase in ticket sales and a 78% year-over-year increase in market share between August 2022 and July 2023. And the UK remains one of our key international markets. Okay, however, UK is not the only European countries we are focusing on. Italy, Spain, Germany, Switzerland, France, among others, are also strategically important markets at the center of our attention. If we consider Europe as a whole, our year-over-year increase in ticket sales for the period just between August 2022 and July 2023 is 1,000%. Well, we are extremely pleased with this result. This only marks the beginning, as we'll continue to invest in Europe Rail. We are going to work very closely with our European partners and create win-win partnerships benefiting the rail passengers in Europe. I will go over our initiative in more detail a bit later. At the same time, we have also made efforts towards expanding our operations in Asia, just like Jen mentioned. Actually, our big numbers are in Asia. Well, our sales increased by 200% between August 2022 and July 2023. The total number of tickets sold in the first half of 2023 is 5 times higher than in 2019. This can be attributed to our growing presence in Korea, Hong Kong, and Japan. Similarly, we will follow up our expansion efforts in Asia by covering more markets and incorporating more products for our users. Okay, let's talk about innovation. Focusing our user experience is the core of our product development approach. We want to take what we have learned from domestic China market, find out what works, and apply that to our global products. Going back to the UK, one of our best received features is the split ticketing on Trip.com and Trip.com. It allows the passengers to save money by splitting their train journey into 2 or more tickets without the need to change trains. And we are the first OTA to launch this feature in Europe. Alternatively, it can create new transfer routes to each intended destination for even higher saving for budget travelers. In practice, the feature can help a user save up to 95% of the ticket costs with an average saving of 20%. As a result, over 40% of all tickets we issue are split tickets. So it's very popular among users, and in the future, we intend to further optimize this feature by covering more routes, improving split ticket monitoring, and in the near future, we are gonna be the first platform to extend split ticketing to our UK seasonal tickets. Of course, like Jen, Ray, and you don't mention ESG. I think train travel is kind of natural related to ESG. So besides saving money, real travel is also about sustainability. With that in mind, we've launched PAL Green Energy on Trip.com and Trip.com at the end of 2021. The feature allows users to view the carbon emissions they have reduced when traveling by rail with our platforms. Since launch, we have encouraged more than 5 million travelers to travel by train, collectively reducing over 60,000 tons of CO2 emissions. What we learned from the domestic market is that we do something like to gamify the experience. The app includes a cultivation system where small trees can be grown as a reflection of the contribution they have made. However, we're not satisfied just planting virtual trees. And in Q4 of this year, we plan on working with reforestation organizations to convert virtual trees planted by our users into actual trees in the real world, making the world greener with each ticket sold. Besides sustainability, we can see our users very interested in cross-border travel, which is really unique for us. With 67% of our searches being attributed to this category. However, with over half of these searches yielding no results in Europe, we know that these passengers are being largely underserved. We see this is a very big opportunity for the entire industry and want to address it by building the most comprehensive system together with our partners in Europe that will enable the interconnections of rail networks across the entire continent. As the EU aims to achieve climate neutrality by 2050, we can expect rail transportation to play an increasingly important role in achieving this goal and a bright future for the whole European rail industry. A goal was to set almost triple the size of the high-speed railway network by 2015 to 32,000 kilometers. While the network continues to expand, we must work tirelessly to apply our learnings from both domestic and international rail to continuously raise industry standards. However, we know that we are not undertaking this journey alone. And so, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all our partners across the world and ensure you all of our commitment to making rail travel better for everyone and everywhere. Thank you.